Did you know that 90% of people struggling with puffy eyes are wasting money on expensive creams that will never actually work? And here's the worst part. They're completely ignoring one ingredient that everyone has at home, costs less than $2, and can start showing results on any puffy eyes in just 5 minutes. I discovered this by accident, after years of waking up looking like I got punched in both eyes. I tried $80 eye creams, spa treatments, even considered getting cosmetic procedures. Nothing worked long-term, until a retired nurse told me about this technique she'd been using in hospitals for over 30 years. I thought, this is way too simple to work, but I decided to test it. On the third day, I looked in the mirror and couldn't believe it. My eyes were completely normal. No puffiness, no bags, no tired appearance. And since then, for the past 8 months, I use this method every time I wake up with puffy eyes. It works every single time. You start seeing results in 5 minutes, max. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what this miracle ingredient is, how to prepare the mixture, and why it works when everything else fails. But first, you need to understand why your eyes get puffy in the first place. Because the real cause is going to shock you. Here's what nobody tells you about puffy eyes. They're not just a cosmetic problem. They're actually your body screaming for help. Most people think it's just about not sleeping enough or drinking too much water before bed. That's only scratching the surface. The truth is, there are 7 hidden triggers causing your puffy eyes, and I bet you're experiencing at least 4 of them right now without even knowing it. The first one is happening in your body every single day, and it's so common that doctors barely mention it anymore. But here's the scary part. This trigger is getting worse as you age, and it's directly connected to a hormone that's flooding your system right now. I'm talking about cortisol, your stress hormone. But here's what's crazy. Even if you think you're not stressed, your cortisol levels could be through the roof. Why? Because your body treats everything as stress these days. Your phone notifications, traffic, even that argument you had last week. It's all stored in your system, pumping cortisol 24/7. And cortisol does something terrifying to your body. It forces you to retain water like you're preparing for a drought. Guess where that water goes first? Straight to the most delicate part of your face, under your eyes. But that's just trigger number 1. The second trigger is even more shocking because 95% of Americans are doing it every single day without realizing the damage. You ready for this? It's the salt you're consuming, but not the salt you think. Everyone knows potato chips are salty. What they don't know is that one slice of regular bread contains more hidden sodium than a small bag of chips. Your morning cereal, loaded with sodium. That healthy canned soup, it has more salt than your body needs for an entire week. Here's the insane part. The food industry has trained your taste buds to crave this much salt. So when you eat normal, unsalted food, it tastes bland. You've been programmed. And every gram of excess salt holds onto 3 grams of water in your body. Do the math. If you're eating just 1 extra teaspoon of salt per day, that's 15 grams of water retention. Where does it show up first? Your eyes. But wait, there's a third trigger that's even more surprising, and it has to do with something you do to try to help your skin. I'm talking about your skincare routine, specifically that expensive eye cream you've been religiously applying every night. Here's what skincare companies don't want you to know. The skin around your eyes is 10 times thinner than the skin on your cheeks. Most eye creams are way too heavy for this delicate area. When you apply these thick creams, you're actually clogging the microscopic drainage system around your eyes. It's like putting a dam in a river. The fluid has nowhere to go, so it builds up. And here's the kicker. The more expensive the cream, the richer the formula, the worse the clogging gets. You're literally paying to make your problem worse. Now, trigger number 4 is something that happens to everyone, but most people have no idea it's connected to puffy eyes. It's your sleeping position. If you sleep on your side or on your stomach, gravity is working against you all night long. Fluid naturally pools in whichever side you're lying on. But here's the part that'll blow your mind. It's not just about gravity. When you sleep on your side, you're also restricting lymphatic drainage on that side of your face. Your lymphatic system is like your body's garbage disposal. When it can't work properly, toxins and fluid build up. This is why some people wake up with only one puffy eye. It's always the side they sleep on. Trigger number 5 has to do with something you might be proud of: drinking lots of water. Yes, you heard that right. Drinking too much water, especially at the wrong times, can make your puffy eyes worse. Here's why. If you chug a huge amount of water right before bed, your kidneys can't process it fast enough. So your body stores it temporarily in your tissues. And the easiest place to store it? The loose skin around your eyes. But there's a specific timing trick that can actually use water to reduce puffy eyes instead of causing them. I'll share that in a minute. Now, trigger number 6 might make you angry when you realize how common it is. It's allergies, but not the kind you think. I'm talking about hidden food sensitivities that you might not even know you have. The most common culprits? Dairy and gluten. Even if you don't have full-blown celiac disease or lactose intolerance, you could have a mild sensitivity that shows up as inflammation around your eyes. Here's how to test this. Eliminate dairy for 5 days and see if your morning puffiness improves. Then do the same with gluten. You might be shocked at the difference. And finally, trigger number 7 is the one that makes everything else worse. And it's happening to your face right now as you watch this video. It's aging, but not the way you think. As you age, you don't just get wrinkles. The actual structure holding everything in place starts to weaken. There are tiny ligaments and muscles around your eyes that act like a natural support system. When these weaken, the fat pads under your eyes start to push forward. It's like the foundation of a house settling. Everything shifts. This is why puffy eyes get worse over time, even if your lifestyle stays the same. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I've just told you about 7 different triggers, but there's one solution that addresses almost all of them at once. And it's so simple that when I first heard about it, I thought it was too good to be true. Remember that retired nurse I mentioned? She told me about this technique after I complained about spending hundreds of dollars on treatments that didn't work. She said, "Honey, I've been working with swollen patients for 30 years. We use the same principle in hospitals, just adapted for puffy eyes." She explained that the secret isn't about adding moisture to your skin, it's about removing the excess fluid that's trapped there. And the most effective way to do that is through something called osmotic pressure. Sounds fancy, but it's actually basic science. You know how when you get a cut, they tell you to rinse it with salt water? Same principle. Salt naturally draws out excess fluid from tissues. But here's the genius part. When you apply this correctly around your eyes, you're not just removing fluid. You're also improving circulation, reducing inflammation, and giving your lymphatic system a boost. The ingredient I'm talking about is sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now. You probably used it on your dinner last night. It's regular table salt. But before you roll your eyes and click away, let me explain why this works when nothing else does. First, salt creates what's called an osmotic gradient. This means it literally pulls excess water out of your puffy tissues and into the solution you're going to create. Second, when you use warm water with the salt, you're increasing blood circulation to the area. Better circulation means better drainage. Third, the gentle pressure from applying this solution acts like a mini lymphatic massage. helping your body's natural drainage system work better. Here's exactly how to do it, and pay attention because the proportions matter. You'll need 1 cup of warm water, not hot, not cold, but comfortably warm like a nice bath, and half a tablespoon of regular table salt. That's it. Here's the process. Dissolve the salt completely in the warm water. Stir it until you can't see any salt crystals. Take 2 cotton pads or clean washcloths and soak them thoroughly in the solution. Lie down. This is important because you want gravity working with you, not against you. Gently squeeze out any excess solution so the cotton pads aren't dripping, then place them over your closed eyes. Now, here's the key. Leave them on for exactly 5 to 10 minutes. Not longer, because you don't want to overdry the delicate skin. Not shorter, because you need time for the osmotic process to work. While you're lying there, you might feel a slight tingling sensation. That's normal. It's the salt drawing out the excess fluid. When you remove the cotton pads, don't rub your eyes. Just gently pat the area dry with a clean towel. You can start seeing results immediately. Your eyes will look less puffy. The skin will feel tighter, and you'll have a more awake appearance. But here's where this gets even better. This isn't just a one-time fix. You can use this method every morning if needed, and it actually gets more effective over time. Why? Because you're training your lymphatic system to drain more efficiently. You're also gradually reducing the chronic inflammation that makes puffy eyes worse. Now, let me share a few advanced tips that will make this even more powerful. Tip number 1, temperature matters more than you think. If your eyes are puffy from crying or allergies, use slightly cooler water. If they're puffy from poor circulation or aging, use slightly warmer water. Tip number 2, add this to your routine. Don't replace your routine. You can still use your regular eye cream, just apply it after you do the saltwater treatment, not before. Tip number 3, for extra effectiveness, gently massage your temples in small circles while the cotton pads are on your eyes. This helps stimulate lymphatic drainage even more. Tip number 4, if you're dealing with chronic puffy eyes, do this treatment twice a day for the first week. Once in the morning and once before bed. After that, just use it as needed. But here's something crucial. This method works best when you also address some of those triggers I mentioned earlier. If you're not sleeping well, if you're eating too much salt, if you're using the wrong skincare products, you'll get some improvement with this technique, but not the dramatic results you're looking for. So here's what I recommend. Start with the saltwater treatment to get immediate results. Then, pick one trigger to address each week. By the end of the month, you'll not only have a powerful tool to fix puffy eyes when they happen, but you'll also have eliminated most of the causes. And here's a bonus tip that the nurse taught me. If you're traveling or don't have access to cotton pads, you can use clean spoons instead. Just dip 2 spoons in the saltwater solution and hold them gently over your closed eyes. The metal actually conducts the temperature better and can be even more effective. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, this sounds too simple. How do I know it's safe? Here's the thing. This is essentially the same solution used in hospitals for wound care and eye irrigation. It's called normal saline, and it's one of the safest substances you can put near your eyes. The only people who should avoid this are those with severe dry eye conditions or open wounds around the eye area. For everyone else, it's completely safe and natural. I've been using this method for 8 months now, and I can honestly say it's changed my life. No more waking up and avoiding mirrors. No more spending money on products that don't work. No more feeling self-conscious about my appearance. And the best part? This solution costs less than $2 total, and that's enough for months of treatments. Compare that to the $80 eye cream I was buying every month, or the $200 spa treatments that only worked temporarily. But remember, knowledge without action is useless. The only way this will work for you is if you actually try it. So here's what I want you to do. Go to your kitchen right now, grab some salt and warm water, and test this method. Don't wait until tomorrow. Don't wait until your eyes are really puffy. Try it now and see the difference for yourself. And if you found this helpful, there's something else you need to know about protecting your eyes long-term. I've discovered some shocking truths about eye health that could save your vision as you age. Click here to watch that video next, because what I share might be the most important thing you learn about your eyes this year.